Almost 2 years ago, we packed our belongings into our self-built home on wheels and left Ontario, Canada, just before the leaves began to fall. Over 60,000 kilometers later, and half a world away, we are now entering our 15th country in the van. Welcome to Bolivia.
That is right, we are in Bolivia and we're actually about to fill up our diesel for the first time, and we're already getting some looks because apparently there's a bit of an issue here with filling up when you're not from the country. They can charge you a lot more. We'll soon see. Hola, buenas. 8.88. Mi amigo un mes antes paga 6. Sin factura, sí. ¿Está bien? 6. Sin factura, 6. Looks like there's a bit of a bargaining process going on. And so he's essentially saying 8 if we want a receipt, and he's maybe saying 6. I'm pushing for 6 without a receipt.
So, as you saw and as we read about before getting to Bolivia, there is not a set price for gas. We know a lot of people who have met locals and had the locals actually help them get gas. And we are actually on the way out of La Paz now, and in La Paz it was pretty much only gasoline, no diesel, so that's the first diesel we've even been able to find.
Yeah, and so 6 Boliviano works out to be just over $1 a litre, so it's actually still pretty good price-wise. Bolivians just get it really cheap. But now, we are on the way to the world-famous death road of Bolivia.
We have made it to the start of the death road from the top. So we will be driving down, which means we will be driving on the left side, which is the cliff side of the road.
In Bolivia, you generally drive on the right side. So the death road is the only place in all of Bolivia that you go on the left. And the reason for that is that when you overtake going down, the driver is on the cliff side so he can see exactly how close his wheels are to the edge. And it's just an extra safety thing. So yeah, it's a scary reason for it, but it actually makes sense. You confident?
I'm confident.
Confident.
I mean, I'm not driving, so I'm confident in being a passenger.
Confident in your driver?
I'm confident in my driver always.
Occy is too. I think he's hiding.
He's just having a snack, actually.
Hiding down on the floor.
He's finishing last night's dinner.
Shall we hit the frog and toad?
How about those views?
It's very reminiscent of the time we hiked Mount Fansipan in Vietnam together. And it was a 5-hour hike and got to the top and we could see nothing but white. But hopefully it clears up.
He's happy as Larry. Rain, shine,
Fog.
cloud. By the way, what do you think of Aki's new do? He just went to the groomers and he's as clean as ever, softer than ever.
And so while we are sitting here waiting for the fog to clear, I thought we better address why we are moving a little bit quicker.
We recognize that if we spend 3 to 4 months in every single country, we're never going to get through South America. And as much as we absolutely love it here, we do have a lot more of the world we want to see as well. So we decided to pick up the pace a little bit.
Yeah, and we absolutely love Peru, and it's funny because we still ended up being there almost 6 weeks, but for us that felt like a very short time, and we both think we'll go back. There was a few things we missed, especially like Jerez. Would like to go back and hike some of the lagoons there.
Yeah,
but
Peru is one of those places that even past all the well-known destinations that you can visit there's so much more hiking to be done. And
yeah, and so much more to discover. So Peru will be back, but we're excited for Bolivia. And then, yeah, we're going to move a little bit faster as we continue on down through South America, all the way down to the base.
Crazy to think that we drove our van from Barrie, Ontario
Represent.
to Death Road in Bolivia. It's 15th country, Occy's 15th country.
And the weather gods have shined on us. And look at this little drop off on the edge here.
Yeah, it's pretty fast. It's funny, on iOverlander we were reading mixed reviews about driving this road. A lot of overlanders saying that they've taken much more dangerous, adrenaline rushing roads, and you're actually supposed to pay 50 Bolivianos each, which is about $10 Canadian, to drive it. However, because we came in the opposite direction and we're just going to really do the top of the road because this is the most scenic part, we're not having to pay. And even though we have driven incredibly beautiful roads, we're not taking away from the beauty of this one.
Yeah, this is definitely up in the top ones. Yeah. And I think it's only because overlanders that have driven all the way down here have been on some hectic roads, especially, you know, in Peru, Colombia, everything. You'll remember from one of our Colombia videos, they're pretty similar in terms of steep ledges. So yeah. I think it's only people that have driven this far that wouldn't think this is gnarly, because this road is pretty scary. And you may have noticed that there's actually not much traffic on here, and that's because in recent years the Death Road is only really used by mountain bikers, which we did the other day, and by tourist vehicles coming down. As Lee said, you have to pay. There is a new road that now goes and connects La Paz to the Amazon, which is what this road used to do. And because of that altitude change, it starts up. The highest point is 4,600 meters, and it goes all the way down. It's one of the longest descending roads, which is why it's so good for mountain biking.
Good boy, Occy. And as you can see behind me, this is our first vista just off the Death Road.
Stay ready.
Cheers, team.
What do you think, buddy? Hey? Scary enough for you? Huh? Huh? Or you prefer to ride it?
Hey, buddy. Hey, you're not scared of heights, are you? I just want to say one more van life brag is we did come here the other day with 30 people, plus guides, plus other vehicles, and a lot of other tourists, and we are currently here at about 3:30 in the afternoon, absolutely alone, and just listening to the nature around us and having this place for ourselves is spectacular. And again, you can't get this when you're stuck with the tour.
Yeah, so beautiful. Hard work pays off, huh?
So we are going to turn around from here and head back north as we plan to get back to La Paz before it's dark tonight. And as we recall from when we mountain biked, the road does kind of flatten out as it gets lower and widens, and the views become less dramatic.
Yeah, the first half is definitely the best. And as you might have deduced from what you've seen so far, the reason that this road was considered the world's most dangerous road and how it got its name, Death Road, was back in the 90s when this was a major thoroughfare. 200 to 300 people would die on average every year here. Now, the reason it's obviously much safer is because there's hardly anyone driving on it. You don't have to overtake, and they have also widened it at points. I think, you know, if you're overlanding down here, it's definitely something that you should do. And what do you think, Lee?
I think it was pretty awesome, and very happy we came back as we got much better views this time. So as always, thank you for checking in with us this Sunday. We're very excited. We have a few awesome plans coming up in Bolivia, and we look forward to sharing more with you next week.
If you want to join the adventure, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell, and we will see you then.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
How are you finding turning left right now?
Well, I've got a bit of a wall here, and no one's letting me in, but Occy's keeping me calm, and I'm just going to set Occy on whoever doesn't let me in.
So wait, what you're telling me is your indicator's not working?
It's on. I'm doing these ones too, and I almost lost my arm.
Ah, so even the bicycle movement doesn't work?
No.
Okay, cool.
So how soon is this left turn?
The left turn is literally this backwards, or this Z shaped.
Look like a bat, like 30 centimeters.
But look, they've got cars coming in as this way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see, that's where you turn it.
Yeah, you're in left
Around them.
Yes.
This is ridiculous.
Wow.
Okay, I think I need to. There's just people now.
I can make an alternative
Buddy,
route.
Oh my god. That guy won't even fit.
he tried to.
This is crazy.
I don't know if they're beeping at me or.
Alright, this one. Jumping.
This is nuts.
The people are just like.
Getting around with the back of it. So
Yeah, woohoo! We're turning! We're turning!
What's happening?
Oh my
happening?
gosh!
Oh, I almost hit the back of the van. Oh, oh,
You good?
no,
See?
he's gonna.
You're good.
Wait,
You're good.
wait, wait.
You're good.
Oh my god.
That blue guy was gonna go
This
straight into.
is nuts.
What? Now we're just in a line of vans. The driver's getting out. No!
Oh
There's no plus either.
What's
my
happening?
god.